Tiger, 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 tiger,
I,
tiger.
I think I should be sleeping after I pick my sorry. I think I should sleep first and then pick
Every
my
pit
story.
stop, every loss, every victory.
Take this
Every
way.
single sport, we will be watching you.
Welcome inside the locker room. Inside the locker room.
And it really is a welcome inside the locker room for a public holiday Monday. We have got it all. We've got Pepple, we've got Shopsy,
Shop-
and we have got Tega Tega. And she's over there. She's
You're not,
coming.
you're
She's
not doing it
coming.
well.
I'm not doing it
I
well.
did better.
Oh, actually, she did better.
Don't try me. Only tiger, tiger. Only.
Yes, with excitement.
Wow. It's a women's world.
See the difference? When she said, take a tiger. It's
I
exciting.
hope Josh sends a letter today.
No.
Just
This
once.
was a good one.
Can you
Thank
do
you.
that?
It's
I've always shouted, tiger, tiger, the
No,
supreme
no, no, no,
lady.
no, no,
No.
no. It's not about shouting.
Really?
I've told you this. It's
Call
not
her
about
name a
shouting.
certain way.
Yes.
Tiger, tiger. Do you like
No,
this?
Pepple.
Why your fake smile? Good morning, everybody else. Everybody but Pepple. How are
Happy
you doing?
Workers' Day to
How
you
was
too.
your weekend? I hope workers. Look, next Workers Day. Look, let me just tell you, people. This Workers Day thing is not working for me. Mm-mm. We shouldn't have a public holiday on Workers Day. What we should have is
We're listening.
casual outfit to the office, food and drinks for every staff at their office, and then a bonus for the day,
So, people,
not a holiday.
this is what it means to speak like a boss. She wants her employees back.
Soon, I'm going to run for president on this alone. I've made up my mind.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a 102-year-old lady there, so take her on board, so it's fine.
No,
It's
my own
fine.
is more realistic.
All right. We've got YouTube. We're currently streaming live up on YouTube.com.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. /Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Make sure you tune in there. Leave your comments up on the live stream. Watch Tega dance. Watch her earrings sway and catch the light because she is looking extra fine. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, I see. I see why she's
Uncover your
always...
face. Uncover your
Is
face.
she shy or what?
No. She's trying to, jazz it up for the videos.
It's all right.
I don't know what she's doing right now. Anyway, we've also got you up on WhatsApp to send your messages into 0809 440 981 and YouTube. Find at Tega Supreme. And because it is the first week of May, find at LIS International because the Ladies in Sports Conference is on this week. 5th of May is just around the corner, guys. It is like 3 days away. 2
Yeah.
days if you think today is already done.
Exactly. So, the best time of your life, if you're looking for the best sports conference you will attend in Africa, I kid you not.
That's right.
If you're looking for network, if you're looking for the stars in sports,
I'm
you
telling
need
you,
to be at the Ladies in Sports Conference on the 5th of May.
Lots
Starts
of
at
big
10 a.m.
names.
on the dot. We don't do.
African
Yeah.
time.
I
They're
don't want
very
to mention
British in
any.
their
I don't want to
orientation.
mention any continent name. But let's go.
We know who you're talking about. All right, so let's give you the rundown. Pepple, you're okay. I'm ready. Let's do this. Nigeria draws rival South Africa in women's AFCON. We've got the Warriors and Bucks winning the first game of conference semifinals. Injured Osaka exits Madrid Open, but Raducanu marches on. Yay! I love her. She's my favorite. Thousands of Real Madrid fans celebrate league title with their team, and Champions League berth would be powerful for Arsenal. That's what Arteta said this. Liverpool defeat could be much worse, says the Villarreal boss. And Man City back on top after rampant victory at Leeds, whilst Inter are overcoming Udinese to stay on the heels of leaders Milan. And that is that for the rundown for the locker room.
And now let's get it started where Nigeria's Super Falcons have South Africa as their Group C rivals in the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, as well as Botswana and Burundi. The tax kicks off in Rabat on the 2nd of July, right?
Yeah.
With the final match to be played on the 23rd of July.
Yes, so the draws for the Women's African Cup of Nations happened on Friday. I'm waiting to see the group Nigeria will draw. So we drew South Africa.
South Africa.
Of all the people in the
Oh.
world. And over the years, South Africa has really closed the gap on Nigeria with women's football. And so when you think about it, that the last time we met South Africa, we thought, yeah, we could defeat them, but we met South Africa Aisha Buhari Cup. That South Africa was a different South Africa. They're like, if you meet us again, we finish you. Only for them to come and drop us in the same group, just like let's give you a sneak preview of what is to come. So I think I mean the other two, Burundi, and they're newcomers, and most again I would say the format we used for the women's qualification was horrible. So you know what they did? West placed the West, so they did it regionally. So they brought out the winners from each region, and so most of the big contenders, because West Africa has a lot of the best teams, women's teams in Africa, and most of them got knocked out. Nigeria alone knocked out Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, just sneaking it in there. so the other big contenders that could fight, that could really turn up and make this tournament really what it is, were knocked out in their regions, and so you had teams like Burundi make it. It's the first time we have. So
basically, this is like wildcard territory.
This is wildcard territory. Now the thing about wildcard territory is that when you come to the tournament, anything can happen. You don't have much information on your opponent, and so they could surprise you, or you could have a really horrible beatdown. Like there's one underdog that'll just come in and carry all the goals home. So that's what a wildcard tournament offers you. There's that excitement and the uncertainty. And some people may say, oh yes, it doesn't bring enough for the competition, but we're trying to grow women's football here. I guess that's the thought process of CAF. And so a country like Burundi that would never have made it on a normal day has the opportunity to make
we
it.
Made it.
Exactly. So suddenly they start putting things in women's football. And so I guess that was the idea behind it. But it looks a good group.
And they have been watching the Super Falcons.
Yes.
Oh, when she moves her leg like this, we know what that means.
It looks a good group for Nigeria. So we could easily make it out of this group if we played to our strengths, I guess.
All right, and the Golden State Warriors took a 1-0 lead in their NBF playoff Western Conference semifinal with a thrilling 117-116 win over the Memphis Grizzlies. And Giannis this is our name, Antetokounmpo led the Milwaukee Bucks to a 109-89 Eastern Conference semi win over the Boston Celtics. Lots of stuff going on.
I'm telling you, game one last night was the best. So let's start with the Celtics now.
By the way, can I just say something? I'm just putting it out there. There's a special way that Tega's voice changes whenever she talks about the NBA.
Oh, yes.
We don't really see
it's the American sport. You know, the American sport has an American spirit. And then the European sport has a European spirit.
Now we understand.
So let's start with the Bucks Celtics. Now that was always going to be a huge matchup. I mean, if you are an NBA lover, you would have guessed that maybe the Bucks did have an advantage over the Celtics. MVP of the year, better players, a better team. But when Chris Middleton was not in the starting lineup, that made it a little more tricky. The questions were asked, will Giannis be able to carry that team by himself? And he didn't cover himself in glory, because early on in the game, he picked up 2 fouls quickly. One of them was very silly, very unnecessary. The guy was almost in his own half of the court, and Giannis just attacks him like a buck, literally. He had to sit on the bench, and the question was, if you are already with 2 fouls in the first quarter, what are we going to do about the rest of the game? But he came back a little more intelligently in his play, because he had to recognize that he was the big guy here. Drew Holiday also put up some big numbers. He scored 25 points on the night, but what was important was the early threes he took. I think he took 2 back-to-back 3-pointers to just put them slightly ahead in the game. The Boston Celtics fought, but there was experience and there was expertise on the Bucks part, and that's how they were able to defeat Celtics. You know, Celtics in round 1, they were bullying Brooklyn Nets. When they hit Kevin Durant like this, they'd be like, ah! When they hit Giannis Antetokounmpo, they're like, ah! Because, you know, see, I'm telling you, you look at this 6'11" guy, and you think that you can physically challenge him. How? what possessed you to try it? So after they had attacked him physically several times, and despite the attack, he still made the bucket. Sometimes he went to the free throw line and he was still ready to take on the wall. They're like, maybe physical is not the way to go with this guy. So physically, the Boston Celtics, so a Bucks matched up with the Boston Celtics. When it came to the quality of play, it was the Bucks that were just slightly ahead of the Boston Celtics. So Boston Celtics, I think, if they're going to get anything out of this game, they're going to have to learn transition defense, because at the end of the day, that for me, that I think that was where they were caught off guard all the time, transition defense. And if they can do that well, then they have a chance in this series. On the other end, with Golden State Warriors and Memphis Grizzlies, oh my goodness, Memphis Grizzlies just pushed Golden State Warriors, just kept poking their buttons. It was so bad that Ja Morant, who can't take a jump shot to save his life, he likes to take the ball to the paint. I think it's something about youthful experience. He gets into the paint, he scores his points, and he just comes back and says, he can't guard me. I was like, oh God, first half, 7-point lead. That's nothing now. This is Golden State Warriors. And truth be told, at the end of the day, it came down to experience. Because Golden State Warriors it was 117, 116. Klay Thompson gets a free gets 2 free throws. He steps to the line, and Klay Thompson, yes, I said his name right, misses 2 free throws. 2 important free throws. So that means the ball goes back to Memphis Grizzlies. There's just 1 point separating them on the scoreboard. And if Grizzlies scores with 11.2 seconds on the shot clock, game is over. So Memphis Grizzlies call a timeout, move the ball further up the court, and they're like, we're going to give it to our best guy. So what they do, they inbound the ball, give it to their best guy, Ja Morant, who runs into the paint as he usually does. And on a normal day, he would score. But Klay Thompson was so mad about those free throws he missed. And he chased him down. I kid you not. He hunted him down, and he blocked the shot just at the rim. Great guy. And then
Oh my God.
Golden State Warriors, who are known for their offense, won the game on their defense.
Amazing.
So game 1, just 1 point came to Golden State Warriors. That series is going to give us more. But tonight, they're going to be more fights, unfortunately, for the 76ers. At the wrong time, Joel Embiid picks up an injury. So I'm not very hopeful to watching them tonight.
All right, so let's talk about Naomi Osaka. She's made a second round exit from the Madrid Open on Sunday, failing 6-3, 6-1 to home favorite Sarah Tomo. In her words, I feel like I couldn't play the way I wanted to, like I was limited. So there are various things I thought I could do better from the match previously, but I just couldn't do it. And on Friday too, she played same scoreline, 6-3, 6-1.
I think for her, for Naomi Osaka, yes, she was hampered by her injury. I can't lie.
Oh man, does
But-
injury go to
but-
shock straight sets defeats?
Oh yes, because
Wow.
if you can't move it, if your Achilles is hurt, it affects the way you serve. It affects the way you hit your ground strokes. It's your footwork is your tennis. It's not necessarily. It's not entirely in your swing. It's in your balance. So it does affect you. However, Soribes Tomo is. I think Soribes Tomo is the person that if you offend in the WTA, they should just give you Soribes Tomo to play as fine. That girl is indefatigable. I think she will chase everything down. She can play 3 hours of tennis and still have enough strength to run in a marathon. Like, she has the energy.
She's a Duracell bunny.
That woman, I don't know what it is. So it is hard, and that's her work ethic. Before she goes on court, other people will train. So Soribes Tomo plays tennis before she goes on court, so to get her in the fighting mood. So yes, if Naomi Osaka were fit, maybe, just maybe, she could have defeated Soribes Tomo, but she would have defeated Soribes Tomo and known that she played somebody. So you can't play that. You can't play against Soribes Tomo physically hampered. I think that's the only excuse I will give Naomi Osaka. You can't play against a woman hampered. So, but Soribes Tomo, she's the test.
All right, we're taking a break now. When we come back, we'll take some of your messages. Keep them coming in on the WhatsApp portal 0809 444 0981.
Moving music on Smooth.
She should have come out at all with her Achilles.
Why did she?
Such a contagious feeling.
Because she thought she
No
could
matter
play.
how it
But
sounds,
she just looked like, even the pictures they were taking of her, she looked like
when
she
everyone
She
is
was
opting
she
for
was
hot
hampered.
amala,
Because
She's
even
a
her
babe.
serves, you know, because when you launch and it's your Achilles, how do you want to launch?
Is that Lady Punisher a student of Nadal?
Well, she's Spanish, so
You never know.
or Spanish speaking.
It's
So-
something in the spirit.
There's a spirit somewhere. Because even at Carlos Alcaraz, it's the same kind of thing. So, and there's a common denominator here. They all speak Spanish.
Oh, Josh, I sent you an. I live for Josh's letters to you. Pebble. I'm gonna read this out in a second.
Happiness.
Let me see.
So there's a part in that song.
Oh my goodness. I guess I have to keep an eye out on you after all.
Sign up at showmax.com.
When you see
Have you read the message? Have you read the message? I'm gonna read this message after
You must fitness.
Even you. So this is unfair. I had to come out and say Tiger. They're looking at me like, who is this? I said Supreme Tiger, the one and only.
It has to be smooth.
It's because it has to be smooth.
She finally said Tiger, and you say, oh
No,
yes.
it has
It's
to
not fair.
Pebble.
Oh, we're even live on YouTube.
Oh, you forgot we're on YouTube. It has to be smooth.
All right,
There's
guys,
an
we're
inside-
in. Oh my goodness. So, people, I live for the letters that we get from Josh on WhatsApp right here inside the locker room. We're going straight to your messages up on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos and WhatsApp and Twitter. Remember, #lockerroom981 on Twitter and send messages into 0809 440 981. Are you ready for this, Pepple? A letter to you from Josh. And Josh says, Dear Pepple, I guess I have to keep an eye on you after all. See ya? There's a texture and a swag to this thing. It's the smooth way. Shopper has mastered it over the years, and trust me, Tega will not settle for anything less. Keep
Thank
trying.
you. Thank you.
too can soon become a legend.
Just trying to put that last part so that we'll not fight. Chris is sending a message as well.
Yeah, so Cruz has sent in a couple of messages. First of all, he says, is that Lady Punisher a student of Nadal's?
she may be. She's Spanish speaking.
You know, it might just be something in the Spanish spirit. He also says, and Victor is in supreme trouble.
Well, I'm sure he's watching on YouTube, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That YouTube halftime. Don't miss it.
Don't
All right.
miss it.
Nero comes in with a message here. Says, what a weekend. Chelsea had to do it for their legend. Arsenal is giving me joy. Winning ugly makes football more fun to watch. Hala Madrid.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking about Madrid, shall we get into it?
Yep.
That's right.
Now, about 150,000 people, 150,000 jubilant Real Madrid fans flocked to the city's Cibeles fountain on Saturday to join the players for a celebration of their record-extending 35th La Liga title, which was clinched with a 4-0 home win against Espanyol. My gosh, my goodness.
Yes, so a huge one. They knew they were going to win the title. In fact, the day before, the Carlo Ancelotti came out to say that all the big players that should be resting to play midweek against Manchester City said they were going to play against Osasuna. Everybody was like, "Why do you want to do that to yourself?" But they showed up on the pitch on the day. They only needed a draw to clinch the title. That's how good they've been. It's 4 games to the end of the season, and they've clinched
And
the
they're-
title.
my
Like they're
gosh.
done with it. So that's how good a season they've had. And some people say yes that Real Madrid capitalized on the misfortune of Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, but that's what winning is. Capitalizing on your rivals' defense,
I mean,
weak
come on.
defenses. I'm sorry,
What
that's
is
exactly
this?
what
The
winning
art
is.
of making
Exactly.
best friends?
So if
No.
Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are having a tough time, I should lose to make them feel better. Is that my purpose in life? But they played brilliantly. They were the more consistent team, the more brilliant team, and they're the ones that always knew how to fight for points that they needed in each game. So brilliant one. That's the 35th La Liga title for Real Madrid.
That is crazy.
The closest person to them is Barcelona with 26.
That is-
So yeah,
Mm.
so they are far ahead. Their second La Liga title in 3 years. Also for Carlo Ancelotti, he has become the only manager to have won the league title in 5 different countries.
Yes.
So he started in Italy. He won in Italy. with AC Milan. He won in England with Chelsea. He went to France. He won. He's come to Spain. He's won. What's the fifth country now? I remember eventually. But yes, he's
Impressive stuff. But then, what's it called? No but. So this is and then. Now you see why Florentino Perez is.
Yeah, but Florentino
It's
Perez should shut up because Uncle Flo did not want to hire Ancelotti. Ancelotti was Uncle Flo's fourth choice. You have to
His eyes
see.
have been opened
Do you
now.
understand? Allegri, he first went to talk to Max Allegri. Max Allegri was like, "I'm not leaving my village. I'm going to stay in Juventus." He now went to look for Pochettino, Butler's company, and then he went to Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte was like, "Really like English money," and that's how he now settled on Ancelotti. Ancelotti was his fourth choice. So yes, he can say we chose the right coach,
He's the best.
but he had to be muscled into picking this right coach.
But now he's all hearts and flowers.
Yes, his hearts and flowers.
And there's a report that Ancelotti has won Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A.
But I forgot this
La
Bundesliga.
Liga.
It was the Bundesliga. It was the German league. I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, thank you. Oh, people, you try for something.
Yes,
All right, let's get to the next story.
All right, so this one up here, Arsenal manager. The Arsenal fans now, I'm sure, very excited about this. Mikel Arteta is saying, we're securing Champions League qualification this season would be, powerful for the London club's future. Qualifying for the Champions League would be an important achievement and something very necessary and powerful for the club moving forward.
Yes, it was a huge one for Arsenal yesterday, actually. They were in a tricky London derby against West Ham United. Now, West Ham United could say that because Mikel Antonio was feeling a little physical strain in his leg and they had to rest him a little bit for the first half, for most of the game, that maybe that's why Arsenal got away with. But that was not entirely true. It was a brilliant game. Didn't start out the way I thought it would start out because Arsenal had come in on the back of 2 wins. West Ham had come in on the back of 3 games where they didn't win. If you look at the form, Arsenal were ahead. However, with London derbies, form doesn't necessarily count, and there are some teams in the disease that just feel like, oh yeah, we can get Arsenal in this period. We can get Arsenal, and West Ham United is one of those teams. They got on the pitch yesterday. Both clubs were a little hesitant. Both teams were a little hesitant. I didn't expect that first 30 minutes though. I expected both teams to come at it, end-to-end stuff, brilliant football. It was just low for the first 30 minutes, almost as if nobody wanted to take points from this game. And then Arsenal did the needful, went ahead. It was Nketiah that took a shot and it was saved by the goalkeeper, and then it resulted in a header. Arsenal scored from there. From there, the match just opened up. Everybody woke up. They're like, yeah, they've scored a goal. But I think what was disappointing for me in the Arsenal game was they considered their own goal just on the stroke of halftime. It's the worst time for you to lose your focus. Yes, you're getting ready for the halftime. You're getting ready for the team talk in the locker room. But that's the most important time to keep your concentration and not be distracted. They let down their guard. Bowen goes in, scores an equalizer. But they came back in the second half. Could have scored. That game could have ended maybe 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. But at the end of the day, they won a tough game. They won it. It was not the prettiest football you'll see Arsenal play, but they got all 3 points, and that puts them back in 4th position ahead of Tottenham, who had taken the 4th position by defeating Leicester City by 3-1 earlier. So Arsenal back in Champions League position. I can't wait for the North London derby because now there is more at stake. There is Mind the Gap at stake. There is this town is ours at stake. And then there is beating the Spurs at stake.
But what do you think about Arsenal's new form? They've been on this winning streak, back-to-back 3 matches.
I don't always believe Arsenal's new form like this. Let me tell you why. Because Arsenal's form is give and take.
People, you've seen Arsenal in action. I don't know why you're looking
It's
at
give
me
and
like
take.
that.
Think about it. Lose to Crystal
I
Palace,
expected
Brighton,
to say
and lose to
something.
Southampton. Then yes, you've won against Manchester United, you've won against Chelsea, you've won against West Ham. But Arsenal is the kind of team that can face a Leeds United tomorrow and just lose. After beating Chelsea.
Isn't that let's be going on.
Arsenal is the team. Arsenal is the embodiment of the saying, "Waiting for the other shoe to drop."
Exactly.
They're just waiting.
Just waiting for the
Yeah,
other
Arsenal
to
fans.
Yes, she is.
Why are you doing this to us?
In North London living Arsenal fan.
It's been very painful. That's all I can say. It's been a painful time. I just had to put that out there. Okay, let's get on now with more stories for you. And we've got this one in Villarreal coach Unai Emery was relieved that his side will go into the second leg of their Champions League semi-final with Liverpool with only a 2-0 deficit after their defensive game plan backfired at Anfield.
Yes, so the plan that they'll go there, frustrate Liverpool, and maybe come back to Villarreal with a better scoreline. It's that obviously they didn't get the memo from Jurgen Klopp's people. Everybody in Liverpool scores. Like if you leave, like I said before, if you leave the goalkeeper of Liverpool, he will score. so for you to just think that you can come back and defend 93 minutes at Anfield and go away scot-free, it's not possible now. And scoring from the bench, scoring, come on. So it was a tough. So that plan was botched, and well, very easily too. So I would say this. I think for me, the biggest shock was I was just 2. But that's also his biggest relief. He's like 2-0 is not a bad
He was
scoreline.
like, you could have been worse.
Yeah,
It
it could be worse, but 2-0 is okay. At least it's comfortable. But Villarreal play like a completely different team at home, and we've seen what they've done in the Champions League against Bayern Munich, against Juventus. Here's what I said. I just said the difference between Liverpool and those teams is that Liverpool now has seen you coming. You know, if they didn't see you come, if they didn't expect this, they'll pray for you. But I know Villarreal will put up a different fight against Liverpool tomorrow at home in a different way. I just know that whatever fight they will bring, they would. Let me just put it this way: it's like one of these Korean engines. Is it Korean or Japanese engines trying to compete with German engines? You know, even if you go at your fastest speed, that German engine will just come slowly and take you over. So it's not like you will try your hardest, but it's the German engine. So that's the problem with. They will bring their best. It's just unfortunate that our best will not be good enough.
I was actually in that situation, so I understand exactly. On Saturday, we were following somebody with one German engine. Then they now came and called us and said, pulled over to us. I said, I don't understand. It's like you're not trying to keep up. I have to say, please remember your engine. I had to call the car's name. They called my car's name. Then they just started laughing.
Exactly.
I understand.
All right, so let's talk about Man City. Of course, they've returned to the top of the Premier League standings after beating Leeds United 4-0 at the Elland Road on Saturday, a match in which the champions were made to work harder than the scoreline suggested.
Exactly. It wasn't as easy for them as that scoreline says. Yes, 4-0 was the scoreline, but it wasn't an easy 4-0. And the Leeds, they're battling relegation. That's a real survival thing. And so because they're battling relegation, their fight is different. I always say everybody else is already planning their vacation on the beach. The people in relegation, they are not going anywhere. They're just fighting to stay in the league. So the fight is different. So it was a tough one for Manchester City because Liverpool had played earlier on and defeated Newcastle by 1-0. Yes, resurgent Newcastle. It was a tough one for Liverpool, but they defeated Newcastle. They went to the top of the table. They were clear by 2 points. So Manchester City knew that they had to win if they were going to win this title. And so they went there with that pressure and added with the frustration of Leeds United. But at the end of the day, they're able to put 4 past Manchester City and 4 past Liverpool. Leeds United, and then went back to the top of the table. So Manchester City is back on the top of the table by 1 point. This fight is fight to the finish.
And we're gonna finish the show with your messages, which are coming in from Big E from K2 saying, "Hello Madrid, very well deserved. Up Gunners! I knew they were going to be 2-1, and the next game against Tottenham is a win. Shout out to AFTV for coming to Nigeria. If Liverpool or Man City will lose in Champions League this week, it will determine the winner of the Premier League."
And Tosan sends a message, says, "Real Madrid made my weekend. Tuchel just know how to disappoint. How could they have lost to relegation-bound Everton? Bayern and Dortmund are just not it at all." Yeah.
All right. Tayo says Lewis Adejare Hamilton has a problem and it's beyond spare parts. This is looking like his last man induced. Whilst Oluwakemi says Chuko just shall like to disappoint. That's all. This is the first time that Oluwakemi has not sent in like a full message. But she was like, Chuko has just
like to disappoint. He has taken our words away.
It took my words away. Yeah. And that's that. Make sure you join Tega on
LIS.
Yeah, I was gonna say on Twitter, but yes,
LIS
at the conference as well. But she's on Twitter. She's at Tega Supreme, and follow at LIS International for all things about women in sports, about ladies in sports, and also for the big conference, the 7th edition of the Ladies in Sports
4th and
Conference.
5th.
Yes, which
4th
is
and
going to be
5th this week.
Yes, the networking event is on the 4th. The public event is on the 5th. If you haven't registered, you can still register at www.ladiesinsports.com. Or no, you can't.
At this point in time, I think you may have to join us on, on Facebook.
Oh, well, you join us on Facebook.
At LIS International. Yeah, it'll be live there. We'll be streaming live.
Yeah, I was hoping for them, but you didn't allow it. All right, that's that. Coming up in Lagos, you will be talking no matter where you are in the world.